March 5th, Daniel Webster.
Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men.
When you think of Daniel, think of the number 3. He was a member of 3 different political parties, each of which advocated for strong centralized government: the Federalists, the National Republicans, and the Whigs. He ran, unsuccessfully, for the office of president 3 times: 1836, 1848, and 1852. He served as Secretary of State under 3 different presidents: William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, and Millard Fillmore. While serving in the U.S. Senate, Daniel was known as a member of the Immortal Trio, along with his colleagues Henry Clay and John Calhoun. Daniel was an outstanding orator who worked hard in college to overcome a fear of public speaking, and he became a successful lawyer who argued many high-profile constitutional cases before the Supreme Court. By 1822, Daniel was considered to be the nation's leading lawyer and a rising political power. On this date, in 1841, Daniel was appointed as the 14th U.S. Secretary of State. When critics attack, God enables us to respond in love. In the mid-1800s, Daniel Webster was a legal powerhouse on constitutional issues. His speeches enthralled people, and they crowded in to hear him speak in court or in the House of Representatives. In 1841, President Harrison appointed Webster Secretary of State, which was a good fit for Webster, his principles, and his values. But 9 days after his inauguration, President Harrison died, and Vice President Tyler stepped into the job. All of President Harrison's cabinet appointments, including Daniel Webster, agreed to remain. President Tyler's leadership style and policies differed greatly from President Harrison's. Inevitably, a conflict developed. When President Tyler vetoed a bill to create a national bank, tensions exploded. In a show of solidarity against the president's actions, the idea was for the entire cabinet to offer their resignations. But Webster knew certain foreign relations matters desperately needed resolution, including a border dispute with Great Britain over Canada. So, Webster had to choose. He could act in solidarity with his political compatriots, or stay and continue the important negotiations with England. He had always been a man to put the country's interests before loyalty to any party, and he had no reason to change now. In the end, Webster was the only cabinet member to remain in his post. In the months following, many in Webster's political party distanced themselves from him. Others went even further and treated him rudely for agreeing to work with the president. Instead of defending himself to his critics, Webster worked steadily to resolve the border dispute. Almost a year later, that issue ended with the Ashburton Treaty, an agreement highly praised in North America and Europe. Suddenly, Webster's reputation resurrected, from political pariah to celebrated statesman. Shortly after his success, Webster attended a political dinner where many of his friends-turned-enemies would be. When he arrived, the same people who had criticized him now raised a gallant toast to his negotiation skills. Webster's ability to wield words put him in a perfect position to skewer those who had derided him. But, as his former secretary wrote, no man ever had his powers more completely under command. And so, Webster said, "I have also a sentiment for you, to the Senate of the United States, without which the Ashburton Treaty would have been nothing, and the negotiator of that treaty less than nothing." In that moment, Daniel Webster demonstrated that he considered his sense of individual responsibility to God as more important than his reputation among men. Webster can join with the psalmist's declaration found in Psalm chapter 30, verse 1. "I will exalt you, Lord, for you have lifted me out of the depths and did not let my enemies gloat over me." Who are the enemies in your life? How does God want you to respond to them? When critics attack, God enables us to respond in love.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Hebrews 12:1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us." Join us tomorrow for another story at 365christianmen.com.